Welcome to our channel. Listen to short audiobooks every day and improve yourself.
Hannah Arendt, The Human Condition. Have you ever thought about what it really means to live a life that matters? Is it found in quiet reflection, or is it in the things you do every day? These questions have been at the core of human thought for centuries, helping us understand our existence and our role in society. But what if we dug a little deeper, seeing how different parts of our lives, specifically work, labor, and action, come together to shape our human experience? How might this shift our view of life and the choices we make each day? You'll explore how the contemplative life and the active life are connected through the ideas of philosopher Hannah Arendt. You'll see how our modern world shapes the spaces where true human engagement and freedom can grow, and get the tools to approach your own life with more purpose and awareness, recognizing how your actions contribute to both your personal journey and the broader human story. Rethinking life through action and contemplation. For centuries, the life of contemplation, known as vita contemplativa, has been revered in philosophical traditions as the highest form of human existence. This idea, rooted in ancient Greek thought, focused on the pursuit of eternal truths, wisdom, and an understanding of the divine. Philosophers like Plato and Aristotle saw this life of the mind as the most noble and pure way to connect deeply with the universe, offering a retreat from the chaotic concerns of the world. But Hannah Arendt offers a fresh perspective by focusing on the vita activa, or the active life. She argues that the active life is central to the human condition. The vita activa includes three key elements: labor, work, and action. Each plays a significant role in our lives, but action stands out as the most profound. Arendt's emphasis on the vita activa invites a rethinking of the traditional hierarchy that places contemplation above action. She suggests that action, which requires a public space for individuals to come together and interact, is where true freedom and political life are realized. This public space, where people come together to talk, debate, and make decisions, is essential for a thriving society. In ancient Greece, there was a clear distinction between public and private life. The public sphere, called the polis, was where citizens got involved in politics and community matters, while the private sphere revolved around the household and everyday needs. This separation made it possible for people to actively contribute to their community and help shape society, highlighting the richness of human interaction. Arendt explores how these distinctions have evolved, particularly with the rise of the social sphere in modern times. This new sphere, driven by economic and bureaucratic forces, often encroaches on both public and private spaces, reducing opportunities for genuine political action and human interaction. Today, the challenge is to reclaim and protect spaces where people can freely engage in public life, keeping alive the spirit of what it means to truly be active and involved. By shifting focus from contemplation to action, Arendt challenges us to rethink what it means to live a meaningful life. The vita activa isn't just about engaging with the world, it's about creating a world where human freedom, plurality, and political life can thrive. This approach encourages us to find value not just in thinking, but in doing. In the following sections, we'll look at the specifics of labor, work, and the impact of the modern social sphere. These elements are key to understanding how contemporary society shapes and sometimes constrains the spaces where true action and political participation can take place. Labor's place in the cycle of life. Building on the vita activa and its focus on action as the heart of human freedom, let's now turn to labor, the most fundamental aspect of active life. Labor, distinct from both work and action, sustains human survival and is deeply connected to the cycles of nature and our biological needs. In simple terms, labor is what keeps us going day in and day out. Unlike work, which produces lasting objects, or action, which connects us with others in public life, labor is all about handling our immediate needs like food and shelter. It's repetitive and never-ending, reflecting the constant demands of our bodies and life's cyclical nature itself. Historically, labor was seen as a lesser activity, reserved for those who couldn't engage in more esteemed pursuits. In ancient times, it was mostly confined to the private sphere and considered a necessity rather than something noble. This separation allowed citizens to concentrate on public life and higher ideals, without the constant grind of meeting everyday needs. But things have changed in the modern era. With industrialization and the shift to a labor-focused society, labor has become a core part of our identity and daily function. Today's world is marked by its focus on endless productivity. The fruits of labor are quickly consumed and the cycle begins anew. To describe this condition, Arendt introduces the idea of the animal laborans, a figure defined by the constant need for labor, always caught up in the cycle of production and consumption. This concept shows how our focus on productivity and economic survival has started to overshadow other important aspects of life and encroach on the spaces for work and action. The animal laborans is closely tied to the earth, driven by the need to keep life going, and this often comes at the cost of creativity, lasting accomplishments, and meaningful connections with others. But Arendt doesn't regard labor as unimportant. Instead, she urges us to recognize its place within the broader context of the vita activa. Labor is necessary for sustaining life, but it shouldn't overshadow work and action. The challenge lies in finding balance, acknowledging the importance of labor while ensuring it doesn't crowd out more enduring and meaningful human activities. In this way, labor serves as both a reminder of our human condition, bound by necessity and the cycles of life, and a challenge to rise above mere survival, to carve out spaces where creativity, public engagement, and freedom can flourish. Speech and action reveal our true selves. Speech and action are how we communicate and get things done, but they're also key to expressing who we are. When we speak or act in public, we're not just sharing information or reaching goals, we're showing our unique selves and adding to the network of human connections that shape our lives. This process of revealing our identities is what sets us apart from other living beings. While animals may be defined by their physical traits or instincts, humans express their individuality through words and actions. And in doing so, we step out of the anonymity of mere existence and into the light of recognition and interaction. Our presence in the world becomes real and significant through these expressions. Public spaces are like stages where our personal stories play out. Here we're both actors and audience members, witnessing and participating in each other's lives. This interaction is crucial. Without it, the depth of human connection would diminish. The unpredictability of our actions adds to the mix, as every choice and statement can send ripples through our relationships, often in surprising ways. The idea of beginning something new is at the heart of this process. Every action we take and every word we speak is an opportunity to change our lives and those of others. This potential for new beginnings is what makes human action powerful. It carries the weight of consequences, weaving our individual stories into the broader human narrative. Stories play a key role in preserving and giving meaning to our actions. Through them, the fleeting nature of speech and action is captured and remembered. The stories we tell about ourselves and others help us understand the impact of our actions and find coherence in the often chaotic flow of events. They allow us to communicate the essence of who we are, ensuring our contributions aren't lost to time. Ultimately, speech and action in public spaces are more than just expressions of will or intention. They're how we create our identity and connect with others. They form the building blocks of our community, letting us be part of a collective human story that stretches beyond any one individual's life. The alienation of modern active life. Today, the nature of active life has shifted dramatically, challenging our traditional understanding of action, work, and labor. Advances in technology and science have completely transformed the conditions for these activities, and as a result, changed the way we connect with our environment and one another. One major shift we're seeing is a sense of world alienation. As we become more entrenched in technology and scientific exploration, many of us are starting to feel disconnected from the tangible, shared world that used to be the heart of our collective experience. This alienation isn't just about physical distance. It's a deeper sense of being estranged from a world that now feels distant and abstract. The places where human action once flourished, full of meaning and shared values, are now ruled by impersonal forces that make it impossible to have real interactions and get involved in meaningful politics. This sense of estrangement extends into what can be called earth alienation. As our focus shifts toward the cosmos, driven by scientific exploration and technological advancements, we've distanced ourselves from our planet itself. Take Galileo's telescope, for instance. It wasn't just a scientific breakthrough. It altered our view of our place in the universe. Seeing the Earth from a cosmic distance redefined our reality, making it more abstract and less tied to the lived experiences that once grounded our sense of purpose and meaning. In short, what was once our immediate environment, intimately known and deeply felt, has become just another object of study, a mere dot in the vast universe. While this cosmic perspective has broadened our knowledge, it has also led to a sense of detachment, where the Earth is no longer the center of our existence, but one of many places where human activity unfolds. These changes have blurred the once clear lines between public and private life. The rise of the social sphere, driven by economic, bureaucratic, and technological forces, has complicated these boundaries, shrinking the spaces where individual action and public engagement can thrive. In this new reality, traditional political and community life is increasingly overshadowed by collective processes that prioritize efficiency and control over genuine human interaction. Now we're faced with the question of what it means to be human in a world where the conditions for action, work, and labor are ever evolving and increasingly dictated by forces beyond our control. The challenge and answer lies in finding ways to reclaim spaces for genuine human engagement, places where freedom, plurality, and political life can thrive. The main takeaway of this The Human Condition by Hannah Arendt is that contemplation and action shape a meaningful life. Arendt highlights the importance of an active life in particular, which involves labor, work, and especially action. Action allows us to express freedom, connect with others, and make a real impact on the world. Today, the lines between public and private life have become blurred, often leading to feelings of disconnection. So to lead a meaningful life, it's crucial to find spaces where creativity, meaningful interaction, and genuine human engagement can thrive. Balancing these aspects of life helps ensure we maintain a deep connection to our shared human experience, even as the world around us continues to change.